A Jmix exclusive.
If Pac could say anything about what's going on right now,
Going on how? With the
with
this
the all the books, all the fighting, the murders that happened after he died, the conspiracies, all this stuff, like what would Pac be saying right now about all that stuff?
okay. First of all, he wouldn't be saying, he'd be yelling. I think Pac would be saying about all the stuff going on. I think Pac will be saying to tell the truth. Pac was big on keeping it real, you know, and whatever the real is should be brought to light. With all the negligence that went down there, you know, with 50, 60 police at your, you know, at your hand, you know, within a hand's grasp, the money, the weapons, the bravado. What happened? I'm like 5'9", 180 pounds. When I was watching Pac, ain't nothing happened to him. People used to call me his bodyguard. I'm his brother, but they was calling me his bodyguard. Ain't nothing happened to him for 4 years until he got over there. I don't know who killed him, but you tell me. Judge for yourself.
So you don't think that Orlando Anderson was, maybe he was a shooter, but he wasn't behind it? What is your theory?
I believe Orlando Anderson was some kind of pawn. Can I curse?
Yeah, you could curse.
Because my emotions is getting...
Oh, you
know
want
what I'm
to?
saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Negroes do a whole bunch of stupid shit for money. And ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. I think it's bigger than just some gangbangers.
It was clean.
Very clean. Nice and tidy. And I keep saying to people, you know your enemy. Know your enemy. That's where what Pac and I learned as kids growing up about FBI, COINTELPRO, covert operations that, you know, that are invisible to you or can be real. You know what I mean? So it's a crying shame, but now it's in their hands.
The world feels like they lost Tupac, but I feel like his family lost him.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, because that all gets lost in translation, you know. But it's around me personally. He's around me too much. His life is my life. So if I didn't find a way to be strong about it, I'd be breaking down every day. I hear him every day, see him every day. Hear him every day, see him every day. And I feel fortunate because a lot of people who lost their loved ones don't get that.
It got to be hard.
At times, and at times it makes me feel proud. At times I get real sad. At times, you know, I just miss him. You know, at times I wish I could just share something with him to get his response, especially about this funny shit. It's just, yeah, I miss him. Miss him, true indeed. My first reaction when I first heard about Pac getting shot, I thought it was a mistake. I thought Pac shot somebody. I thought Pac was doing the shooting. You know, that was the last thing on my mind, that he would get hit in Vegas.
So when you first heard, you thought Pac was doing the shooting. When it dawned on you that my brother, did you find out when he was in the hospital or when he had already passed? As soon as he passed?
I found out a few hours after it happened. I mean, the sun was up, but I found out that very next morning. And I had just gotten married. I just had my daughter, Cheyenne, and we beeline to Vegas. So I got to see him, when as soon as we got there, I went to see him, and I say this in all the interviews. Pac was trying to tell me something. He was still, he was still he had tubes all in him, but you know how you communicate with your eyes. He was trying to tell me something, and I never got to find out. As soon as I got to L.A., they say he passed. Well, so I wasn't there.
Who called you?
It's interesting. I found out through the radio. Through the radio. The fans was all, at that time, the whole community was want to know what was up with Pac. So as soon as it went down, it hit the airwaves. So I found out from the radio before any other way.
When you first walked in Vegas and you saw him, did you think he was going to make it somewhere in your heart?
Yes. Because I knew Pac was special. Pac was touched. Pac was blessed. Pac came out of a whole lot of stuff, and I had faith and believed in him that he would pull out. And I knew how strong he was as well. But when I first saw him, I just broke down. My sister said to me, like, "Stop crying. Don't let him see you crying. Don't let him see you crying." I was, but... And then he was trying to communicate with me, with his eyes. He was just shaking the bed. I'm like, chill out. You're going to break something else. You're going to hurt something else. He was just shaking the bed, trying to communicate something. But I never found out. And I was irritated that when I got to the hospital, there was no security. There was no security around the hospital. And they had Pac on the first floor. I was in the military. I know tactics, maneuvers, and all that. I'm like, he's on the first floor. I didn't see no security. Me and Brother Watani Tahimba, who was his old manager, we set up a perimeter around the hospital. But spirit lives. Machiavelli lives. It's like energy changes forms. Pac was too much for this world. He was just too much. Couldn't handle it.
Wow. That's deep. So after you, well, first of all, what did you think? Did you think, where was his people? What was up? What's the deal?
I thought all those thoughts went through my mind of, what the happened? Excuse my French. What the hell happened? What's going on? I thought this is big bad death row. How the hell y'all let them? How come ain't nobody chase them? All them questions went through my mind, But it was different for me because since I had been with him from day one, I knew all the enemies. I was thinking, was this enemy that came up? These niggas in the Bay came up in him? Niggas from New York? Or, what I mean? We had done it all. Was it cats in Chicago? Or it could have came from anywhere. So I had to evaluate all the information, which took a long time. And, I do believe it was conspiracy. That's why there's all this confusion.
Amen. Amen.
It was meant to be confusing. You dig? So it wasn't no accident. Even if I would have different feelings, even if it was, some straight up gang bang gangster shit. And I don't think it was that. I don't know.
So
judge for yourself. Buy the DVD.
do you think Tupac would want the world to know who shot him or who killed him or who was responsible for his murder?
Definitely.
Can you say
it? I do think Pac would want to know who took him out. I think Pac would want his fans to know if it was a real or one of them cowards. Evidently he was a coward because they had to do a whole conspiracy and all that to take him out. Pac wasn't scared to die. He was a soldier. He was just knowing when. And like I said, he was big about truth. So if it's on us now. So if we find out who killed him, I think he would want everybody to know. You know, and deal with it. Deal with Pac fans. Pac fans is no joke. Pac fans is no joke. Please believe it.
A Jmix exclusive.
What up, shut up.